Folks, what are some of these buyers thinking? I'll talk about that and then get into the latest home prices and insights for York Region for week ending November the 8th, 2023. You know, I'll see a neighborhood and it's York Region, so $2 million properties is commonplace. And there'll be a neighborhood where there's 5, 10, around $2 million properties listed for sale. Some have been on the market for weeks, but others for months. And you see this area, and this area I'm thinking of in my head right now, I've taken buyers to look at these houses, and we might have put offers on 1 or 2 of these houses, and we couldn't get the seller down to a price that myself and my buyer clients felt reasonable. So we left it, and we're thinking, you know, something's got to give. And next thing you know, 1 or 2 of those properties sell for basically what they're listed at. And I'm thinking, those people that bought it, what were those buyers thinking? What were their agents thinking? Was anybody thinking here? The properties have been on the market for months. And, you know, negotiations 101, days on market, is the enemy for the seller, and prices tend to come down if nobody's buying it at the price you have it listed at. And I'm not talking about a brand new listing and there's no one else that has a house like it, and it's just the demand is so high for that house that, yeah, you list it and boom, people pay. I'm talking about nobody's buying these properties, and then all of a sudden 1 or 2 sell for the price that they're listed at. Do these buyers, even if they have a ton of money, do they not think, yeah, we can get the price a little bit lower? Does their realtor, even if their clients say, yeah, I just quick pay their price, does the realtor not read the situation and say, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, I understand you're ready to pay their price, but I think we can get them down just a little bit from where they're asking? Do they not try that? Like, this is just logical to me. The property's in there, nobody's buying. It gives you more power as the buyer to negotiate the price. Yet sometimes we don't see that. We see people paying the price, and the rest of the homes then sitting there. And guess what? They also want their price, and they're going to wait. Sometimes they may get it. Other times they got no choice but to bring down their price. Buyers, one of your realtor's biggest responsibility is negotiating. You know, I spend a big part of my day for our buyer clients looking at prices, looking at what should this home that we saw, based on the current market, what makes sense that it should sell for right now. And then we discuss it and we decide if that, for the buyer, that makes sense for them, that, yeah, they're happy to pay that, let's negotiate, or, you know, it's still too high and we got to wait a bit more. All these things come into play. But a property's been sitting there and somebody just pays it, makes no sense to me. Who you hire matters. Our realtors, one of their top skills absolutely needs to be negotiating and guiding and being a consultant as to putting things in front of their clients' eyes as to, this makes sense, this doesn't, here's what I suggest. These are the pros and cons of doing this. These are the pros and cons of doing that. Negotiating is top of the list when it comes to the value of the person you hire. Who you hire matters. If you think this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. If you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Below this video in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the York Region numbers. Sales keep dropping. Detached properties across York Region In particular, Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham, which are the cities I'm focused on, average sold prices of high 1.8, 1.9, 2 million or more for average sold prices is commonplace. So naturally, with interest rates this high, it's tougher and tougher to buy these really, really high priced properties. But also seasonality. At this time of the year, sales tend to drop leading towards the Christmas season, towards the holiday break. It's just normal. We have fewer and fewer sales. So how you read into it, that's up to you. A lot of it's normal, but for sure, interest rates are playing, or they're exaggerating the volume problem. Let's get started. Here's a quick summary. Yeah, we're going to start off looking at Vaughan. What happened? Their average price shot way up from being down here 1.7 to 1.8. It's now at over 2.1 million. Well, let's have a look. 13 detached properties were sold, way, way lower than what we did the previous week. And when we look at post-Labor Day, it's actually our second lowest week as far as sales go. But here's where to focus. 7 of those 13 properties were sold at $2 million or more. So more than half the sales were at $2 million or more. Well, that shot up average sold price to the moon, $2,104,000. $2,104,000 is 29%. I even feel uncomfortable saying the number. 29% higher than what it was a year ago. It's almost like we should just write this week off as, this isn't normal. Median price. I'm not even going to talk about the percentage there. Median price is $2 million for this specific week, for week ending November the 8th. Sales, yeah, sales are coming down. A lot of that is seasonal. A lot of that is the affordability with the current interest rates. Compared to last year, compared to 2022, this year, so far year to date, January 1st to November the 8th, we have 9% fewer sales. But if we compare this year to 2 years ago, to 2021, our record-breaking year when it came to volume, we have 48% fewer sales, almost half. Far fewer people are selling, far fewer people are buying. They go hand in hand, right? Listings coming down, but not by much. Excuse me. Listings are coming down, but not by much. Months of inventory, just because sales dropped so few, months of inventory shot way up to 7.3. I think the real months of inventory will be somewhere around the 5 months of inventory. We've seen that a few times now. Here's Richmond Hill. 10 detached properties were sold. 3 of those were at $2 million or more. Average sold price up from the previous week, now sitting at $1,924,000. Doesn't seem like such a relief compared to Vaughan. Vaughan's at 2.1, which is high. 1.9, it's not like it's so much lower. $1,924,000 is 2% lower than where the average sold price was a year ago. The median price is 8% higher than where it was a year ago. Sales, compared to last year, 10% fewer sales. This is year-to-date sales compared to 2021. 50%. We have half the sales this year, year-to-date, than we had in 2021. That's a huge, huge difference. That's what's really, really affecting overall the real estate industry, the fact that there's 50% fewer sales. Listings coming down, months of inventory shot way up to 7.1 months of inventory. Here's Markham. Markham seems to be, as far as sales go, quite steady. 21 detached properties were sold. 2 of those were at $2 million or more. Average price continues to come down, now sitting at $1,626,000. 1,626 is lower than our lowest month last year, which was September, of almost 1.7 million. We're now at 1,626. 1,626, It's 15%. Excuse me. I can't seem to get rid of this cough. 1626 is 15% lower than where the price was a year ago. But when you compare it to last year something happened that shot the price way up for that week. Otherwise, it was hovering around 1.7, a little higher. So 1626 is not that far off. Median price is the same as it was this time last year. Volume compared to 2021, 49% fewer sales. Compared to last year, it's pretty much the same. It's actually higher than last year by 0.7%, almost 1%. But to 2021, 49% fewer sales. Listings, no surprise, coming down. And months of inventory sitting at 3.1 months of inventory. As months of inventory climbs, average prices tend to come down. Here's condos. Now this is for all of York Region. Condos are taking a beating. 31 condos were sold. One of those was at $1 million or more. Average sold price has come down further to $630,000. $630 is lower than the lowest month we had last year, which was July. Average price was $688. We're now sitting at $630,000. $630, 9% lower than this time last year. The median price is 5% lower. And it's clear when you look at the dotted line, which is the 4-week moving average, prices are trending down for condos. Compared to last year, we have 1% fewer condo sales. Compared to 2021, we have 36% fewer condo sales across York Region. Listings, it's actually jumped up a little bit over the last few weeks. And months of inventory on the rise, now sitting at 5.4 months of inventory. Here's a quick summary. Some of these numbers barely fit on the chart here. 7.3, 7.1, Markham 3.1, York Region 5.4. Balanced market, a lot of areas. A buyer's market, also a lot of areas are in a buyer's market right now across York Region. When we have such few sales and there's prices of $1 million and $3 million and $4 million, it's really, really hard to get a true decent sampling of where average prices really are. Who you hire matters. Align yourself up with somebody that could help you understand this current market now, whether you're selling or buying. There's a lot of people right now, realtors included, who don't understand what's happening, not sure which strategies to use, are a bit confused and don't even know the real numbers out there. Who you hire matters. Align yourself with somebody that understands and knows what's going on. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.